Joining me now is Pierre Leveille. He is the president and CEO of Koryx Copper. Good to see you again, sir.
Good to see you too.
Now, Pierre, before we get into the latest developments at the company, investors will notice that you've changed the name from Deep South Resources to Koryx Copper. So what was the thinking behind that?
It came from a couple of years ago when I was looking on Google Deep South Resources. We were ranking #1. It was fine. Then I looked at Deep South only. And then there was pages and pages of description of the Deep South area in the United States, which is a symbol of segregation and racism. That's where you had the Confederation War fighting against slavery. And so we're a company active in Africa, in Namibia. So it was not a very good idea to carry that kind of value. So we decided to change the name, and Koryx is an amalgamation of two words, meaning the oryx, which is an antelope in Namibia. It's the animal emblem of Namibia. It represents mainly strength and resilience. And the K comes from the Koryx province, where we have our Haib Copper Project. So we made an amalgamation of the two. And we think that this name represents the value of the company a lot better than Deep South.
Yep, it's a good, strong name, and it says exactly what you do right off the top in terms of copper being in the name. So let's get to that. And remind everybody, if you could, for those who may not be familiar and for those who are, about the high tonnage Haib Copper Project that you have in Namibia.
Yeah. Haib is a large tonnage, low-grade project, copper deposit. We're talking of over 1 billion ton of ore at 0.31% copper. It's a very, very large tonnage. We know that we can probably going up to double the tonnage, and at the moment we're working on improving the grade, and that works very well. We're increasing the grade substantially.
Right. Now, in some of the drilling you've been doing in the last few months and weeks, you've called the results game-changing in that the team has been discovering new structures and higher grades. So can you elaborate and flesh that out for us?
Yes. But briefly, Haib is considered as a typical porphyry like you see in the Andes. And in general, you drill very wide space hole, vertical. And that's what was done by the other companies before. And when we took over the project, we started realizing that, the previous companies were not thinking that the grade was controlled by structures, but we were seeing many structures, faults, shears, quartz vein, and most of them are vertical or subvertical. So we realized then that the past drilling was certainly missing a lot of that material. So we decided to identify these structures, map them, and then we drill across these structure with incline holes on a tighter grid than it was before. And now we have some results that are very, very good. We've hit a lot of high grade. The average grade at the moment of the resource estimation we have, as I mentioned, is 0.31% copper. Now we have grades between 0.45 and 2.37% on very long extension, going up to 200 meters in some cases. So we're on our way to increase the grade substantially. So that's why it's a real game changer.
And having said that, Pierre, will you come out with an updated mineral resource estimate sometime this year?
Yes, we've appointed the MSA Group of South Africa to do a new NI 43-101 resource estimation. They will complete their work after we finish that phase of drilling that we're in at the moment. So expect the new resource estimation around May 2024. So between now and May 2024, there will be a lot of news about drilling results on a regular basis, at least up to the end of March and mid-April probably. And then not far after, we'll have that new resource estimation with certainly higher grade.
All right, great. So investors can look forward to some steady news flow, and then the MRE sometime in that time frame, as you mentioned. Now, looking further out, Pierre, you've talked about the environmental impact assessment being maybe 18 months away, roughly. At least the last time we spoke, probably closer than that now. And then the feasibility study maybe 2.5 years out. So, is everything on track?
Yes, it's on track. The environmental impact study has started in October. We have hired Knight Pietzold of South Africa to proceed with that. And the feasibility study will start only after we have the new mineral resource estimation. That we need that. That's the basis of it. And we will also start doing some metallurgical test work after we finish the this drilling program. So we should be on track with everything. So far, it's the case.
And then in Zambia, you've got the Luanshya West project where your team is conducting a geophysical survey. You're looking to define drilling targets. Can you sort of flesh out the work that's being done there?
The previous sampling program we've done last year had permit to identify 10 large copper anomalies and 13 large cobalt anomalies. We now we have proceeded with the geophysical survey, mainly IP, over these anomalies to confirm the anomalies and to also establish the drilling targets and at what depth we will drill. So the geophysical survey is completed. We are now looking to get someone to finalize the interpretation and make a 3D model of it. Right after, it's not a very long exercise. So when that's done, we will have our drilling targets in place. So depending on financing, we will drill somewhere June, July this year.
And lastly, Pierre, more broadly, we've talked before, and you were part of a special show that we did a few months ago about copper. The junior exploration cycle is still kind of at a low ebb, unless you're looking at, say, uranium. What's your view of it right now? And maybe you could reiterate the point about the fact that you've seen many cycles up and down. There's always a turn. And it really is important for companies to keep their stories in front of investors. So could you sort of take us behind that philosophy a little bit?
But it's important to always keep the story alive with investors because you never know what day they will decide to start buying. At the moment, what we see is that we're in a risk adverse market. Apart for the blue chip and the largest companies, we can even see in the United States the Russell Index, which is following 2,000 small cap and mid cap companies, which has not followed the same cycles in recent upward than Dow Jones and Standard and Poor's. So we always see that normally when the largest companies are going up, people will take profits, and these profits at some point in time will go into mid cap and small cap. So you always need to have a lead from the largest companies that will generate good profits for investors, and then the risk of aversion will minimize, and then it will start to change. We know also that 2024 is probably the start of a commodity bull market. So I think it will have an effect also on the investments for junior mining companies, but that we will see that. But I'm pretty comfortable that 2024 will be a better year for junior companies than it was in 2023. I think we have gone to the bottom. Now we will make a turn at some point in time. We have started seeing in November and December a few companies that were announcing very good news, and their stock was really driving a lot higher. So that's a sign. When you have few coming here and there that announce good news and pop up, then we're probably near of a very good market. Even in uranium at the moment, uranium companies are not performing extremely well. With the price of uranium, since I follow quite a certain number of companies, and the price of uranium have nearly doubled in the past 12 to 18 months, and some companies have not moved, accordingly to that. So I'm pretty sure that we're very near of seeing a lot more investment in the junior market.
All right, and that's coming from someone who's been through it many times before. We appreciate the insight. We'll look forward to a turn in the market. And thanks for the update on Koryx Copper, Pierre.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thanks all.
All right, you too, Leveille. He is the president and CEO at the newly named Koryx Copper. Thanks for listening and watching, and we'll talk to you next time.